welcome to Poland Daily Travel. I'm yours truly, Will Richardson, correspondent, and I'd like to welcome you to Jabłonna Palace. We just decided to stop off here. We're doing a sort of tour of the fringes of Warsaw. We started off in the Brudno forest with the oldest settlement, the original oldest settlement in Warsaw. And Brudno, it's northeast Warsaw. And then we just carried on up on the east side of the Vistula to here, to Jabłonna Palace. Decided to get a nice cup of coffee, or as the French would say, café, or café au lait, which Kasia, you can see her cup is here. And now I'm forcing her to work. So it's a hard job. Now, this is the hotel for Jabłonna Palace, which used to be one of the, probably a building for the servants to live in. But it's now a hotel, and there's a wedding going on. There's a table of French people just behind the camera. I haven't really heard where they're from, but I speak a little French, so I can understand most of what they're saying if I pay attention. But that's hard, as you know, for me. And Jabłonna Palace dates back to its heyday, the 18th century. And we'll tell you a little bit more of that and take you for a look around in the next segment of this, once I finish my coffee, if I may, if you don't mind. So while I'm finishing my coffee, please watch the excellent trailer that we've prepared for you. And Kash has taken some good shots once again. Okay, so thank you for watching. Will Richardson and Jabłonna Palace outside of Warsaw, just to the north and east. Hello everybody and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that trailer. We finished our coffee and we're back at work, and boy, it's hard to work on such a beautiful day as this. I tell you, it's really hard, but we're struggling through it. At least there's no mosquito attacks. This is where we were having coffee. You can see the hotel wing and a hotel building. It's not a wing, and the restaurant. And the outdoor cafe. It's beautiful stuff. You can get here by bicycle and go right along the river. The river's here behind the palace, and you can get there that way. The greenhouse is back over here, and then you have these two outbuildings. You're going to see the other one. All right, I said it was 18th century, and well, you knew that. You know that as soon as you see the architecture, of course. It's got a few more Baroque touches, but it's really an 18th century, austere, beautifully elegant building. It's one of my favorite buildings in the Warsaw area, and in the whole province, actually, of Mazowieckie. It's just beautiful. It was carefully built. The Bishop of Płock, who was a rich fella, back in the 18th century, started putting this together, and carefully built it up. It was designed to have these outbuildings on both sides and to have the orangery from the very beginning, as far as I understand. And then, of course, this is the palace proper. Now, they have weddings here. I've been to parties here. There's a big, elegant ballroom, very simple but high-ceilinged and wonderful, on the just on the main floor. And You know, it's got a nice atrium as well. It's just a beautiful, simple inside building. But these are the more residential buildings. The hotels here, I don't know what goes on over here, maybe some offices of some kind. I'll tell you this. This is interesting. I didn't know this, is that a Russian government in exile, I don't know if it's the one or if there is the one Russian government in exile, but one of them has been based here since November. At least this is where they have, I suppose, keep their archives, and it's their address for correspondence, etc., and meetings, of course. And this is made up of prominent dissidents, some former politicians, journalists, prominent Russian dissidents. They've been meeting here since November of 2022, as far as I understand. That's what I've been reading. So that's an interesting development, and it's a very good place to have meetings and have a think about what's going on in this difficult time. Now, this palace was bought by one of the noble Polish families in the 19th century, and this is the Potocki family. This is one of the great families of noble families of Poland, and you'll see a lot of Potocki palaces, although this is called the Jabłonna Palace, or the Palace in Jabłonna. But they kept it up until 1945. Guess what happened in 1945? The communists took over. But before the communists took over and confiscated everything, well, there was a slight period of interregnum, you know, between rule, a period of lawlessness, just, you know, after the end of the war, into even 1947, when it wasn't really clear who was going to be in charge in Poland, as the Russians began to grind Poland down and under its control. At any rate, in 1944, the Germans, meeting the Russians, they burned the palace, of course. I guess, I don't know why. There may have been some fighting in the area. They may have decided to burn it so the Russians couldn't use it. There was a lot of that, and that's a shame. But, you know, you can read about it yourself, the palace at Jabłonna. But I recommend you come here, especially on a beautiful day, for a walk. The grounds are extensive, and the river, as I say, is right behind us. So you can go and walk along the dike, which is called a val in Polish. You can walk along the dike, and then you can go down on the other side and go to the Wisła. And if you go, I don't know, a few miles that way, there's actually a ferry that goes across and take you to the other side if you're on a bicycle or going for a very long walk. At any rate, we're about 22, 23 kilometers from the center of Warsaw. And that is all I have to say about that, as far as Gump once said. That's me saying, like us on Facebook and on YouTube. Simply search Poland Daily Travel. I'm Will Richardson. Thank you for watching the show. And, you know, we'll see you tomorrow night, as we have been doing for almost 5 years. Good night from us.